scraps of metal. To some, they're just rubbish. To others, they're the beginning of a new life. Through technology, imagination, and the dream of victory, is born a robot. But not just any robot.
3,
These
2,
are Robot
1.
Warriors.
Let the wars begin! Activate.
These homegrown fighting machines are going head to blade, to fist, smashing their way towards victory. It's supreme technology, transformed into sublime fighting machines.
Crushing jaws, chisels.
2 blades instead of 1.
The Ultimate Warriors are preparing for the ultimate battle. Who will rise to the glorious victory? And who will take home a pile of rubble? Find out next on Robot Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
Oh yes, they tried to stop us. They tried to put an end to the destruction, but were we going to let them? Exactly. So we're back with Robot Wars, the 7th Wars. And this year, the stakes have been raised. The robots are now competing for a cash pot of, get this, over £20,000. Yes, come on. Which means they'll be more determined, more destructive, and more downright deadly than ever. And the other big news is we've got 2 new recruits. One's rusty and a bit mean looking, and the other one's a rather attractive brunette. So, Jane, how are you settling in the pits?
Yes, Craig, I'm completely excited to be part of all this. Not only do I get to meet some of my favourite robots, but some amazing new ones are going to be taking part at this, the 7th Wars. A completely new breed of robot is appearing. But first, it's over to Jonathan with the lineup of round 1.
Thanks, Jane. Coming up, 8 rumbling robot ram raiders split into 2 battles. Shell Shock, a mean green machine. M2, a true blue to bite and chew. The spinner of Vader, the crushing claw of Tiberius III to roam around the war zone floor. Then there's Brutus Maximus, another gladiator. The return of the former grand finalist Pussycat, Twister from Holland. Rhubarb as well. And we've a brand new house robot coming up too.
So, are you ready to find a UK champion? Well, let the wars begin!
From Totton in Hampshire, M2.
Newcomers to Robot Wars with that old dream of conquest.
How do you think it's going to fare in its first wars? It's not a laugh out there.
No.
It's hard, it's strong.
It is.
Nobody's going to give you any, it's his first wars, will be nice.
The big difference is we're going to be up against spinners. We don't see those on the live event circuit because obviously they're hazards with spin and discs. So we've got a Vader in this fight, and that will be interesting.
A highly engineered self-righting wedge-shaped barrel with a very powerful flipper at 1 flip every 2 seconds. Fast and agile with top speeds of 20 miles an hour, but driver's nerves and the captain's backseat driving could be a problem.
From home in East Sussex, Tiberius III.
A past Robot Wars University Challenge champion.
Hi boys, Tiberius III is back in the wars, I see.
Yeah, new and improved.
New improved. What have you done to improve them?
We changed the back end completely. It's all titanium and polycarb now, and the ram's been moved a bit of better electronics and hydraulics, and a new tree map.
So it makes it faster, harder, stronger.
Yeah.
Heaviest in the battle at 100 kilos. The top speed of 10 miles an hour is ponderous. There is crushing power from the beak, but it lacks traction on the floor, and the self-righting mechanism is slow.
From Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire, Shell Shock.
Knocked out in the first round in its only other appearance in the wars.
Look at his little face, look. cute little face. This is the cute little face of Shell Shock. Does he do any damage?
Of course he does.
Come on, he's a big snail.
He's got a disc car, petrol driven. Axe.
What does his head do?
Goes right over.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's going to be really cruel seeing his little face
That's why
going over.
we put him a crash helmet on. Not a very good one, but...
We don't do cute in Robot Wars. The outer shell is for show only. The weaponry, an axe and a disc cutter, but the petrol-driven engine is dangerously flammable.
From Colchester in Essex, Vader.
Only beaten by that Robot Wars legend Wild Thing in its other previous outing.
The competition we've got nowadays, at the moment on our next heat, I think we've got a good chance.
You got a good chance?
Yes, right.
Oh, they're not very good?
Well, not so much, but there's...
Are they rubbish? Are they rubbish?
Oh,
You're going to trash them, aren't you?
We just looked at the one over the other side, and their body share is only 8 fiberglass, so I think we've got a good chance there.
You're going to have them, aren't you? Like that. Fiberglass?
Yes.
Ha! We laugh in the face of fiberglass round here.
A two-wheel-driven robot protected with 12mm polycarbonate armour has a 10-kilo spinning disc and rear ramming spikes, but it's weak against axes, and I'll tell you what, it can't self-right either.
Roboteers, stand by.
To the teams then, Shell Shock, John Richard Lewis there on the left, Tiberius III, captained by Sam Smith on the right, Vader on the left-hand side, captained by Simon Latham, and M2 on the right, Jackie and Paul Cooper. In the arena for the house robots, there's Shunt with a bulldozer blade, and there's Sergeant Bash with a flicker flame.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Tiberius III making the initial move, and Vader up into the air. Came crashing down, there's the vertical spinning disc. Shell Shock looks pretty. Up once again goes Vader. A little bit lightweight, perhaps. Trying to get the spinning disc into play. M2 with the flipper. This already an intriguing Robot Wars tactical battle between flippers and spinners and crushing beaks. And Shell Shock turned onto its side. Can it self-right from there? I don't think it can. M2 with a little lift of the flipper. Now what's happened to Vader? Has Vader been immobilized? Don't forget, Robot Wars fans, if the judges says been immobilised too long, it's out, and that certainly is how Shell Shock gone. The first machine in Robot Wars the 7th Wars out of the arena, and Shell Shock, and they've gone to Vader, and the flipper rules supreme. M2 and Tiberius III go through, and Simon Latham and Vader, they won't be getting the 20 grand top prize, will they? What a stunning fight. Off to a good start, M2 then. With Paul Cooper controlling the flipper well, Shell Shock on its side, moved to the arena edge and out. Don't forget, 2 robots go through to fight again. 2 eliminated at this stage. That was the end of Shell Shock, and Vader followed very quickly. Good speed across the arena floor from M2, and then the flippability factor.
What a fantastic battle. Shell Shock is well shell-shocked. Vader feels the force. It's just what you like to see, a brand new robot tearing up the arena floor. M2 and Tiberius III, they go forth.
Coming up after the break, another Search and Bash, how to give your life a little lift. We'll twist and shout, and we'll introduce you to our new house robot. Welcome back to Robot Wars, the 7th Wars. Already from the first battle of the new season, 2 robots have crashed out. Shell Shock and Vader gone. M2 with the flipper and Tiberius III, they're through.
Welcome back to Robot Wars, where we're gearing up for the second fight of the night. 4 new robots, 2 about to meet their metal maker.
From font in Middlesex, Rhubarb.
Fought in the 6th Wars out early will need to show improvement.
Now, we did see Rhubarb in the 6th Wars. Just refresh the viewer's memory, what happened?
We did. You saw us in New Blood, and we got to the heat final and taken out by Mute.
Very good. But in the 6th Wars,
We were out, yes. Didn't last too long.
they were out in like a minute, was it?
Mechanical failure forced us out, I'm afraid, yes.
So what have you done to rectify that?
Fixed the motors, we put a much bigger ram in it, redone all the electronics, fingers crossed.
As a low-pressure pneumatic flipper, which they claim is better than most high-pressure ones. Ramming spikes too, fastest in the battle at 15 miles an hour, powerful, but it has a high ground clearance and is suspect of being flipped.
From Redditch in Worcestershire and the number 9 seed, Pussycats.
Twice a Robot Wars grand finalist. Could this be their year?
Now, I am with the Pussycat team. This is a family team, I believe.
Correct.
So who's the ideas man?
I'm the ideas man, and he's the one that had his own ideas.
Stuart.
Yeah.
And I believe, Amanda, you're the weapons lady?
Yeah, I press the button for the blades, yeah.
So it's a real family effort, this one.
Definitely.
What have you done this year that's different?
We took the 4mm poly off because it's too weak. Put stainless steel on it now because it's a lot stronger. And we now have 2 discs instead of 1, 2 blades.
Look at this blade, everybody. I'm not going to touch it, it's a bit hard. Stuart, that is a very dangerous blade out the front.
Double the power from last time.
Oh yeah, the 3,500 RPM blades are formidable. A unique body shape, invertible, 24-volt driven, fast and nippy, but the wheels are exposed and the ground clearance too high.
From Bovenstapel in Holland, Twister.
Heat finalists in the Dutch National Robot Wars, but first time in the UK series.
Are the British wars more competitive than the Dutch ones?
Yeah.
Much more laid back, the Dutch ones, are they?
Yeah, the Dutch Robot Wars are only there for 2 years now. And your guys are already 7 years doing it now, so.
We're on the 7th Wars and they're pretty fierce out there. Are you ready for them?
Oh yeah, I am.
Definitely.
Can't wait. Oh yeah.
A powerful spinning triangle provides the weaponry, batteries the power, invertible. The weapon is strong, but it looks too weak to me in terms of armament. The Twister could be blown out.
From Calvary in Leeds, Brutus Maximus.
Ah, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't? Are you sure?
It is wood.
I can see wood there.
The chassis is wood. So you could expect large parts of it all over the arena floor. So we'll have to see.
You've got a wood robot.
We have a wooden robot.
I've got a wooden robot, everyone!
The wedge front and the triple rotating disruptor disc at the rear look mean, but it has petrol on board with the wood as well. It's vulnerable to flippers, discs, crushing arms, axes, fire, and falling washing machines.
Roboteers, stand by.
To the teams then, Josh Pinto and Lee Simpson and Rhubarb on the left, and the Barmel family with Pussycat on the right. Brutus Maximus here on the left-hand side, Joe and Jimmy Justina, and Twister from Holland on the right, captained by Shaq Cunning. In the arena for the house robot, Shunt. And once again, the flame of Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Pussycat has been with Robot Wars since the very first day. Must be my favourite here on the right. Taking on Brutus Maximus, we're seeing Twister in action with that triangular spinning blade. Brutus Maximus in the middle looks ponderous. Pussycat, quick, nippy, 14 mile an hour top speeds. Haven't seen a lot of Rhubarb until now. And it's in trouble from Brutus Maximus. Twister gets a slam from Pussycat. Pussycat there, as we see Rhubarb in a little bit of trouble, but Pussycat has all the weight and weaponry for me, and something flew off there. Now, where did that come from? Brutus Maximus, I think. Twister again gets a slam. Don't like the weak armament on Twister. Brutus Maximus looks heavy out there at 99 kilos. It's not actually, it's the joint lightest in this heat. Something's come off again. Now, where's that come from? I think Brutus Maximus here is losing pieces, as we were told it might, as the battle is waged. It is littering the war zone arena. The house robots will not like that. They do not like cleaning up after them. Thank you very much. Pussycat in there in the middle with Twister. And Rhubarb gets that effective flipper to work. There's nuts and bolts and chains and goodness knows what out there at the moment. Look at it. Another piece comes off. Flapping away there. There's the pit release button. Depressed, smashed up. Well, it's that sort of a battle, isn't it? Down goes the pit. Rhubarb tries a little flick of Brutus Maximus. The Brute tamed, and I think will be one of the two to fall from this battle. Two survive, of course. There goes Brutus once again. I think Rhubarb has looked fairly impressive, don't you? It has been at the thick of the action all the while. So too has Pussycat, just taking on Twist, you'll see. A late flurry from Brutus Maximus, overturned once again. It is invertible, will run upside down, in other words. There has got itself into a little bit of a pickle. The corner patrol zone can be attacked in there from a house robot. The ref bot is out in the middle of the arena to make sure no machine is running amok. We're seeing there the young face of the Pussycat driver, 16-year-old Stuart Barnwell. 3 wheels on their wagon and they ain't rolling along, let's be honest. They need the cavalry. Burn that bot is the cry from the crowd. Poor old Brutus Maximus. There's the axe blade of Shunt. Be interesting to see who survives from the remaining 3, though. Twister needs to do a lot here in the closing stages. The end is nigh for Brutus Maximus. Meanwhile, the ref bot begins its count of doom. It will go any second now. Pussycat has a grip on Twister. And we're into the final few seconds of this bout.
Cease.
It'll go to the judges to decide who goes through. We know, of course, Brutus has gone. Here are our esteemed men in black, Martin Smith on the left, Professor Noel Shark in the middle, and Matt Irvin on the right. And this is what they'll be judging. They have to decide which 2 of 3 go through. Poor old Brutus Maximus was in a real... Look at that. In a real mess. Well, Pussycat in the middle there for me. Definitely to go through. And I think Rhubarb did enough as well.
The judges have finally made up their minds. And Pussycat and Rhubarb, they go through!
Confirmation then that Pussycat and Rhubarb go through. Let's see how they match up in round 2. Joining the 2 machines previously through, it'll be Pussycat against M2 and Tiberius III against Rhubarb. But Craig, you got some important news for us.
Well, at the end of the series, we're going to be holding the World Championships, but not all entrants have been decided. So for tonight's special event, let's hear it for 2 robots, one from Sri Lanka called Supernova and one from Austria called Mechaniac. They're going to be fighting for the right to fight in the World Championships!
Roboteers, stand by.
The Maniac team, rather strangely dressed from Austria, aren't they? There's their machine anyway, Mechaniac, with a flipper, tremendously powerful, wedge-shaped. And the Balendran team from Sri Lanka with Supernova and what looks like a very strong spinning disc weapon. And in the arena for the house robots, a new one for you. Cassius Chrome, a boxing robot. And the deadly Sir Killalot.
3, 2, 1.
This for a place in the World Championships. Supernova has bags of experience, having fought previously in Robot Wars. Good low shape, has the spinning disc, there's the big wedge, opening jaw of Mechaniac. What on earth are they doing though? Strange clothes, strange driving, straight into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and the house robots can go in there and maim and mutilate. Sir Killalot's in there, and a chance for Cassius Chrome to come in. Get out of the way, Sir Killalot. I want to see the new house robot. There it is. Look, the little boxing fists. Can you see? And those fists are interchangeable. You might see spikes on the end of the gloves. Who knows what? Mechaniac's out, and they're getting a good flipping look as Supernova came in on the drive. That's a good flip by Mechaniac, a 100 PSI flipper. But something has come off the back, the rear armament. And now the very guts of Mechaniac. have been laid bare, and Supernova can create major damage there to Sebastian Hagel's Mechaniac machine. Supernova thrust to one side. Mechaniac, to me, seems barely mobile. In goes Cassius Chrome. Little left, little right, couple of jabs. Whether it's punching to its weight yet. Mechaniac, what are you doing? The Austrians, you've got a mountain to climb to stay in this. Supernova standing off them to allow the... Look at the little faces, they're great, aren't they? But they've got some power, have they? Well, not on the evidence of that, but plenty more to come. And there, that's the fault now with Mechaniac. The batteries are wobbling. And without the two 750-watt batteries moving, the machine is immobilized, the sparks are flying. Mechaniac is on fire. Katharina Heigl, the tactical brain, Helmut Heigl, a hydraulic engineer by trade, knows the end is nigh. A shake of a weary head from young Sebastian. And Mechaniac will not be representing Austria in the Robot Wars World Championships. Each program in Robot Wars, the 7th Wars, will have a special event like this as the series goes on. How he can smile. This machine, so lovingly and tenderly put together, has been mashed. And is on the floor flipper. And the ref bot comes in. And what we like to do on Robot Wars with the house robots and ref bot is count a useless dud of a machine, like this one, out. 6, 7, 8, come on, 8. Speed up, keep with me. 9, 10. And then we like to cause it major embarrassment by seeing how it flies. Not bad. Marks out of 10 for flying, 8. Soared through the air with the greatest of ease. Marks out of 10 for competitiveness, -6. And to kill a lot with the final coup de grace, maybe, with the sparks in there. Something's shorting out. Oh dear, oh dear. To kill a lot, you might get your fingers burnt. Cassius Chrome. Once again, a little left-right combination on the pit release button. And the dangling gizmos of Mechaniac end up where they belong, in the pit of oblivion, in a pool of smoke.
6.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Well, Mechaniac absolutely splattered. The winners from Sri Lanka, Supernova! First of all, let me say, I absolutely love the name of your robot. Mechaniac, brilliant name. But there's not much of that robot left. In fact, you could probably take it home as hand luggage. It didn't go very well for you, did it?
Not so much. But it was a great fun for us, and we have a little bit problems with our remote control. Okay, that happens. Next year we will be better.
Good.
And bigger.
Okay, you've been great sports. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Mechaniac! Well, they're kind of new boys on the block. You guys have been around for forever. Never really got very far. You get through to the World Championships. How do you think you're going to cope?
I think quite well. We'll just fix up the robot, find out what the problem was, sort that out, and I think we'll be okay.
Because it wasn't really working, was it?
It was working. It's just the energy involved when we hit something is just so large that we actually damage ourselves slightly.
Yeah.
So we just sort the problem out, test it a bit more, and I think we'll be okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Supernova!
Coming up after the break, M2 and Pussycat. Perhaps the most impressive machines so far. And Rhubarb and Tiberius III come to grips. The second round battles to come. Welcome back to Robot Wars, the 7th Wars. In the last part of the show, Brutus Maximus was absolutely done and dusted. leaving the victorious Pussycat team to rage on.
Welcome back to Robot Wars. Well, I've just about got me breath back from round one. Unbelievable battles, and it's going to get better as the 4 robots left now go one-on-one.
Coming up, Craig, Tiberius III against Rhubarb, but first, the 9th seeds Pussycat against M2 and Jane's in the pits.
You're fighting the cat. You're fighting Pussycat.
Have a cat fight.
Do you think you can take them?
Well, he's very nimble and he's a really good driver, but we'll do our best, yes. I'm sure we'll be a good fight.
They are seeded. You're number 9 seed, aren't you? They're seeded number 9. You're going to take that seed and smash him round the head, flip him out with it?
Why not?
Oh. Fight and talk from M2. They're going to take that seed and flip it out.
I can try.
Yeah? What are you going to do to them?
Try and eat them all over. Stay away from the arena wall because I have a very good flipper. Very, very good flipper.
Okay, well, good luck in there. And any words you'd like to say to them?
Have a good fight.
And you.
Any words you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, I hope it should be a good fight. It should be good fun.
Both good robots.
Yeah.
Good fun? Can't you say, I hate you and I'm going to kill you?
Just beat them up nicely.
Pussycats.
Into the ring comes the very experienced machine. Stuart Barman on the left, Amanda and Roger, his parents with him.
M2.
Jackie and Paul Cooper up there in the control pod.
Stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, the first time we've seen in this series Dead Metal and Sergeant Bash 2.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Flipper against spinning blade. Double blades in this series, as we've heard. We're getting a right flipping early on from M2, twisting and turning. The Pussycat always lands on her feet, and the Pussycat has 9 lives. Well, maybe 8 now. M2 steering away to try and get that frontal assault, which is, of course, imperative for a flipping machine. Trying to get underneath Pussycat, which has a 10cm ground clearance. That is high in Robot Wars. M2, very good experience being gained here, and a good show by the newcomers. There's Stuart Barnwell at the controls of Pussycat. M2 being well driven by Paul Cooper. Jackie in there, of course, with him. Pussycat is causing very little damage with the blades, and all the work here is being done by M2. And Stuart had his work cut out with Pussycat. They're grazing and scratching, but not really getting to grips with M2. The old talons and claws of the Pussycat maybe causing some superficial scratches, but can you see anything else? I can't. M2 looks sturdy. Pussycat tossed once again. May well become a war of attrition, and when that happens in Robot Wars, sometimes you look to the durability of engines, and Pussycat really in trouble here, the number 9 seeds. They need to get away from the arena sidewalls. They have done. M2 on the surge. Redbot, get out of there. M2 dodging. As Pussycat come back strongly, M2 on the drive. Oh, Redbot. Again caught between a rock and a hard place. Pussycat trying to get in behind M2 as it sensed a vulnerable little patch there in the M2 armament. Side by side, again, Stuart turning Pussycat away. M2 with a slam, trying to get the pit release button activated. Pussycat on its side. Pussycat in danger. I don't think they can self-right from there. They'll try and claw their way out of it, but I think Pussycat are finished here. Look at that. Looks like some sort of bizarre crab, and they have self-righted. Time call. Judges decide. Nervy time.
What a fantastic battle. far too close to call. We're going to have to go to the judges. You know the criteria: style, control, damage and aggression. Well, they're making up their minds. Let's see the highlights.
Well, an early push from Pussycat, but there you can see the power of the M2 flipper. In hard again. But for me, the most telling point of this battle is coming up right here. That, for me, is where it was won or lost. The judges decide that.
Well, the judges, they've made the decision based on style, control, damage and aggression. And the 9 seeds have gone out. The winners are M2! Guys, it was very close. I think the judges went on aggression. It took them so long to decide. But you'd done a bit of damage with that mighty saw of yours, but it didn't really affect anything major. And they thought that M2 was slightly more aggressive. How do you feel?
It was a good fight. It was very, very close. And we did a bit of damage. We nearly went out the arena once. Refbot saved us.
Yeah, Refbot saved you once. They powerful flipper.
Oh yeah, it's very, very good flipper. We knew when M2, a new robot into robot was, we knew we've got a nasty flipper to fight with.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof for Pussycat. Well, you put the 9 seeds out.
I know, I'm shaking more now than I was before the start of the fight.
In the first round, you put 2 robots out of the arena.
Yeah.
You tried to get them out, you couldn't quite make it.
No.
Powerful flipper, though.
Yeah, I was counting the flips. We got up to 20 and we did about 35, 36 at the end of the fight. And we thought, God, we have to save a few, otherwise we're just never going to get him out. And he's such a slippery customer.
He is. He's difficult to get hold of, isn't he?
Yeah.
And even when you push it, it's sort of like it kind of rolls around the side.
It just keeps coming back. Just comes back for more.
Yeah, but it's got 9 lives, you see.
I know, yes. He's used a few this time.
Yeah. You've taken a bit of damage there, though.
Yeah.
But, is it all superficial?
I think so, yeah. Just a few scratches, nothing much. Bit of paintwork, that's the lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, go hell for leather for M2.
Stuart, hard lines, it wasn't you that went through in the end.
No, it was very close. Very, very close.
What went wrong? Why didn't you win?
Didn't get any lucky hits in. It's very close. That's M2's link. Every robot needs a power link, and we've cut through the casing and the wire. One more hit and we could have got them. But...
How are you feeling?
It was a really good battle. They're a new robot, and we reckon they can go all the way. They're a good robot.
Certainly ones to watch, M2. Next up, Tiberius III and Rhubarb. And Jane down there in the pits, can you find out how Rhubarb's looking at the moment for us?
How is young Rhubarb doing? He's looking pretty battered.
Yeah, we took a lot of damage in the first fight, but we've fixed it up, and yeah, I think he should be fine.
Is he ready for the next bout?
Yes.
You're fighting Tiberius, do you think you can take them?
I think we can, but if they get hold of us, they've got a very powerful crushing weapon,
They have.
and we've got problems.
So your flipper is working, you reckon you can flip him before he crushes you?
That's the plan.
Yeah, that is your tactics.
And we think that he's got a slow self-righter, so if we get him over, we'd hopefully keep rolling him over.
We are here with the Tiberius boy. Tiberius looks fine, is he?
Yeah, it's not taking any damage so far. Yeah, ready for action.
Rhubarb's looking a bit bashed up.
Yeah, it took a bit of a bash in the last round. We looked at it and it seems that there's nothing really anywhere that we won't go through if we get a nip on. So it's just a question of finding somewhere to sort of nip them before they can flip us, really.
Because his tactics are to flip you out as soon as possible. Do you think he's going to do that?
Well, quite possibly. I know you want a really confident answer, but yeah, quite possibly be flying out of the arena in the first 3 seconds. I think it all depends on the first impact and whoever gets underneath each other. If we can get under him and get a good squeeze on, then we might be able to immobilise him. That's the plan anyway.
Okay.
Otherwise it'd be game over.
All right, well, it's certainly going to be game over for one of you. It's going to be either Tiberius or Rhubarb who's going to be out at the 7th Wars. May the best bot win, lads.
Tiberius III.
Machine of Sam Smith driving and the twins Carl and Craig Lawson.
Rhubarb.
Josh Pinto and Lee Simpson at the controls. Lee there on the right will be driving.
Puppeteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots. Ooh, mean Sir Killalot. And Dead Metal's in there too.
3, 2, 1.
So, it's the flipper against the claw, and an early surge by Rhubarb trying to get that flipper to work and hoist 100 kilos of Tiberius III up into the air and out of the arena, and down comes the crusher of Tiberius. This is what Rhubarb feared. Through that armament, you can hear the armour creaking and being pulled and bent, and another downward push. Oh, hear it buckling. Rhubarb at the moment being hoisted, and I don't think he'll be dumping Rhubarb into a bowl of custard. It'll be down into the pit of doom and gloom or out of the arena any moment now, unless the ref bot there in the background judges that Rhubarb should be counted out. Because I'll tell you what, there's no life in those controls, young Lee. A print finisher by trade. He can't get Rhubarb moving when it's being hoisted in the air. Nothing in the 140 watt, 7 horsepower engine room. Oh, Rhubarb.
Way back out there.
No chance I would have thought like that. Tiberius III, what are you doing, boys? I thought you were going to drop him there for 1 minute. I don't understand why. Tiberius III, is it moving? Can it move? Has he got too much weight here in the front? It's a Killalot's a bully. What have you come for? What softies? Go and play with the ducklings in the park, young man. This is Robot Wars. It's all about machines bullying one another, isn't it? Metal mutilation and so on and so forth. Well, Tiberius III has had enough. Has moved away. Pit release. It's behind you. Disappointing this, because Rhubarb never really got to show the flipper. That the view from the pit camera. Another innovation in the 7th Wars. A close-up of what's going to happen now. Bang. Rhubarb and custard. Rhubarb done and dusted. Tiberius III is the victor.
What a fight! Tiberius III sends Rhubarb into custard. Tiberius III, they go marching on. Well, that was like the proverbial knife through butter, wasn't it?
Yeah. Didn't last too long, did it, this time?
Didn't last at all.
No, it didn't.
What went wrong?
Everything. No, I think we missed the first flip. We got just underneath it and we missed him. Then they got us, and we knew that if they got hold of us, that was it. Game over, man.
Did they get any of your internal workings?
Yep. Went straight into the bottle and ripped some wires and bits out by the looks of it already.
And then it was just trying to shake you off and put you in the pit, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right. Good to have yous. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhubarb! Come on.
That's quite a clinical finish there. It's exactly what we planned.
Clinical start. I tell you what, it's never worked that well before.
No, it seemed to go through that pretty well. But
it was like it wasn't even there. How come you've got so much more power in your claw? Because your claw never really worked that well before.
Oh yeah, since Series 6 we've braced it a lot more, so it's a lot stronger, and we've cranked the pressure up a bit as well. So it's still only 2,000 psi, but it's such a big ram that it doesn't have to work that hard.
You're up against the flipper in the heat final.
Yeah,
M2,
very
good robot.
Yeah, be interesting that.
What's the plan?
Well, if we could do the same again, we'd be very happy, yeah.
Okay then, good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Tiberius III!
Okay, so talk me through the damage on Rhubarb.
Okay, Tiberius with its claw came in here. Our gas bottle, which is located here, was crushed down, broke this away, wedged onto the wheel, which meant we couldn't drive the wheel, and it also shorted out some of these electrical wires down here, which may have caused some damage in the internal wiring, but we won't know until we test it out. So all in all, not a good day.
Coming up, the first heat final of the 7th Wars, M2 and Tiberius III contest for a place in the series semi-finals. And I'll tell you what, it'll be grim and painful. If you've just joined us, M2 have made it through to tonight's heat final. Too good for the number 9 seeds, Pussycat. And joining them, Tiberius III. They put pay to Rhubarb.
Welcome back to Robot Wars, where just 2 robots survive. And like this lot out here, they're gearing up for tonight's big heat final.
There it is then, M2, the newcomers against the more experienced Tiberius III, and Jane's in the pits with the M2 team.
What's going to be your tactics in this final?
Well, I think what I've got to do is get the first hit in, get him on his side, because his hydraulic, his self-righting is extremely slow. So once he's on his side, then I've then hopefully got him, push him to the side wall and out the arena.
How are you feeling? How's nerves?
Not too bad. We're running a little bit scared of M2, but it's quite a manoeuvrable robot, very fast. Have to see how it goes.
They took out the number 9 seed. Is that worrying you?
Not really, no. I think we just got to fight our own game against them. They're pretty similar to Rhubarb, really, so we're hoping to use the same sort of tactics.
Well, if they're surprised they made it this far, they've got a bigger shock still to come, because this is the heat final!
With the formidable flipper, the team Jackie and Paul Cooper look very, very impressive.
Tiberius III.
Hoping to do to M2 what they did to Rhubarb, but Sam Smith, the driver, there on the left. M2's a tougher machine, I can tell you.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots. Oh, hello Growler. He's our pet pooch. And Sir Killalot, he's our nightmare.
3, 2, 1.
Out comes Tiberius III. M2 by far the quicker machine. Twice the speed actually, 20 miles an hour top speeds compared to 10. The aim of the flipper was wildly off mark there, and Tiberius III has got to grips with M2. Oh, look at that! It's almost as if it's melting it away. That is vicious. That really is a strong attack, and they have done to M2 exactly what they did to Rhubarb. And the newcomers here in peril. Can Tiberius III release that pit, get them down and out? Can M2 somehow get themselves off the horn of a dilemma? There goes the pit release. You can see the pit has descended, and Paul Cooper knows he's in trouble here. What can he do? Does he just pass on some information to Jackie up there with him? Ah, a little bump. Is that shaken loose the grip of Tiberius III as Growler comes in, as he's entitled to, in a corner patrol zone. And M2 is working itself steadily, ever so steadily and slowly away, is it? No! Tiberius III again. It's a bash-in. That's the flipper of M2. They're trying to release themselves. I think they're trying to basically flip, and shake the crushing beak, the claw, if you like, of Tiberius III away. And goes Sir Killalot. Is M2 still mobile? The ref bot might have to come in here and have a look. Yes, it is. Oh, definitely so. And away. Well, has this heat final turned on that, I wonder? M2, as Tiberius III comes in again and looks to get a grip. Oh, and M2 has flipped it. That is unbelievable. M2 down and out, surely we thought, and they have flipped Tiberius III and again. And it did turn on that release for M2 in the CPZ, and Tiberius III in all sorts of trouble. Now they're okay. Oh no, they're not. They're out! Tiberius III! What an amazing heat final! They were absolutely in control.
Cease.
But from masterful control to mayhem and defeat by M2.
What a turn up for the Bucks. What a comeback. M2 through to the Series semi-finals. You've got to be gutted, haven't you?
Yeah, we are a little bit. I think we had hold him for quite a while there, and I think if we could have managed to get him in the pit at that point, we'd have been home and dry. But
what you kept doing was pushing him into the corner, into the CPZ, and you're both fair game in there, and that's what kind of dislodged them in the end.
Yeah, I think the problem was his wheels on the outside were still on the ground. So as we tried to turn him towards the pit, he put his drive on and spin us back around again. So
because you just weren't getting them to the pit, were you? But I mean, for like virtually the whole battle, all the money was on you. You were going through. You're virtually in the series semi-finals. And then at the end, it all ends in tears.
Yeah, well, we couldn't lose to a better robot.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure having you, ladies and gentlemen. Tiberius! Talk about coming back from the dead.
I know, that was worse.
You were out of the game, weren't you?
Well, when we were in the corner, we thought, that's it, we were sort of giving up, but that one chance to get out, and that was it.
And, I mean, well, you were helped by the house robots,
Well, that was actually the idea, because I knew I had more power than he had to actually get us into the pit, so I tried to maintain ourselves in the CPZ, and let the house robots get involved and try and break us free. Because once I was broken free, I had a second chance, but until then, I knew I had to get the first hit in on them and get them over, and I failed to do that.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for a second chance, and I was waiting for the house robots to break us up in the CPZ.
It's a very clever tactic.
It was the only way, it was the only chance I had.
Well done. It's nice to have you on board Robot Wars. You're fine, Roboteers. Ladies and gentlemen, big it up for M2! Well, the moral of the story is, if you're sticking your claws, it's best to leave them there. On Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Coming up next time, a can opener, a Grim Reaper, a spinning thing, and a weird thing in a leopard leotard. We'll see you next time on Robot Wars.
Pointless is next here on Challenge. On pick, it's Doofus Drivers in Action. Now, wouldn't that be a name for a show? They've called it Road Wars.